One time for your mom. Welcome back to another podcast.
What's good, people? My mic is not on.
Yo, reason why? Because you ain't got your earphone.
I think my mic is on.
You're kicking it with the Christians. You're kicking it with the Christians. One marriage, two hustlers, it shows. We'll travel the globe in search of endless possibilities. You're kicking it with the Christians. Together we'll conquer it all. Take the highs with the lows, cause there's no losing with this energy. You're kicking it with the Christians.
Okay, bloopers.
Y'all see? Y'all know what? Because Lloyd Christten getting on my nerves today.
My mic
I
is
forgot to
not
put my
on.
headphones on. Woo!
Bloopers.
Welcome back to another episode of One Marriage, Two Hustlers. You just...
Oh, that's me interrupting us. Alright, go.
We got all kind of bloopers today.
Alright, let's go.
Welcome back to another episode of One Marriage, Two Hustlers. It's your girl Courtney and your boy Lloyd in the building.
In the
Just
motherfucking
us
building.
today.
And it's YouTube.
And we're on YouTube. We're on the free
Platform.
episode, on the free platform.
Yeah.
You guys get access to us today for free. For
If
those of you who are
if y'all been missing out on season 2, you ain't paid that $5.17.
Go to Patreon.
What are you doing?
But look, no pressure.
Pressure. I'm applying pressure.
That's being sarcastic.
If you a real friend, if you a real kinfolk of mine, support the $5, man. I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out.
Movement, people.
17 cents a day, man. Let's go.
Anyway, we really do, in all seriousness, we really do have some great interviews with some great people that has come on this season to join our platform, and we really appreciate you guys. We thank you guys so much.
Yes.
The content has been great. We've had a lot of fun with it, and so just looking forward to new things. So let's jump right into the topic today. Today's topic is how to complement each other's talents without crossing boundaries or offending the other person. And I think this can not only apply in relationships, but it can also apply like with family, friends, people you work with, because I always say it's okay for people to do something that's similar or the same and we can both still win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why people feel like they're in competition though? I don't understand that.
I don't know, but let's focus on relationships right now. So in your relationship, you should not be in competition with your spouse. It shouldn't be like every time they get a promotion or every time they get a bonus or they start making more money.
You big mad.
Or they open a new business.
Come on.
You feel like you have to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have to one up them almost.
Somebody asked me and said, do you care if your wife make more money than you? I said no, because it's going to the same pot. They bring it to the same pot. So
yeah, because it's all coming.
What's up with that?
At the end of the day, it's all coming to our household, right?
Yeah, so I'm worried about if you making more money. I should be doing flips with you.
But how do you set those boundaries?
I think you need to talk about it. I think as a couple, you need to talk about, okay, man, I'm about to get a raise. And then as you get a raise, I tell people, if you're making more money, try your best to the extra money that you're making, try to save that money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you're making more money, you gotta spend more money. And I think that's not a good motto in the black community. We feel like, oh, I'm making more money, so I can go spend more money.
Yeah, you wanna go buy Louis and go to these restaurants and and that's all fine and dandy. Like we all like nice things. But just because you're starting to grow, your business is starting to grow, you're making more money, or if you're a worker, because some people are just workers, and you have a good job and you're making money, doesn't mean that, oh, I'm making more money, I gotta be out spending it.
They think they do though. You know what I'm saying? But there's really no competition. So another thing too, trying to one up them. So I see people, it's like, why are you in a relationship and you trying to one up your spouse? Like, I'm making more money than you, or I got more businesses than you, or it's like, why are you trying to one up your? I don't understand it. I would never try to one up my spouse.
To me, you're gonna achieve more when you shift your mindset to say, okay, we're gonna come together and we're gonna make it work. It doesn't matter who the face is of the company or the face of the business.
Bring the bacon, please. Bring the bacon.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that I'm helping you get there because ultimately we're both gonna benefit.
Yes. So bring the bacon in, man. So stop playing with me and bring that bacon, man. I need a piece of that bacon. So if you're making more money, bring that bacon in.
But what I'm saying is, I think you're missing my point. It's like, help that person get there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said celebrate with them too, though.
Yeah, instead of trying to be against them or one up them, it's like, okay, join together with them and let's work on this together, because at the end of the day, it's gonna benefit our household.
I think people are so protected about the money that they're making. They're not willing to. It's like they don't want to share their finances all the way. So
they're secretive, or they feel like, oh no, I gotta have something put away because I don't know. Yeah. To me, it's like, and that's just me. Y'all know, I know a lot of people don't feel the way I feel, but it's like, I'm not gonna marry someone. And I get it. People who have been together forever and this and that, and you're like, oh, they got burned or whatever, but it's like, I'm not gonna marry somebody. I don't care what they do. Like, in the end, I know that person genuinely, like, we're both gonna walk away with something. It's not like, oh, you're gonna take away everything from me.
First of all,
because that's not even realistic.
But I hate when people see. You said something that I hate when people say that. But you didn't mean nothing by it when you say, well, we're both gonna walk away. So like, you're already thinking the relationship gonna fail.
No, but what I'm saying, you're not listening. So what I'm saying is, people feel like, okay, for example, if that person cheats and y'all decide to break up,
that's what I'm saying.
Listen, that person's gonna take everything. No, not at the end of the day, because it's like, we're still gonna have to go to court. We still have to do if that's the way you want to do it. But if we can sit down as adults and say, okay, this is what we're gonna do, this is how we're gonna handle it, and we'll walk away. But it's something that I think people need to become more mature about, is what I'm saying. I agree with you. People, to me, if you're already thinking about that, you're like, oh, I need to plan ahead. I need to do this, and this. It's like you're already thinking that
negative energy is gonna happen though, because negative energy is gonna attract negative energy.
Yeah, because the Bible says you become one. He didn't say, oh, you got an offshore account over here. People have been burned, but you only been burned because you put yourself in that situation. You knew what it was from the jump. You did it anyway. Then you got burned, and then now for the next person that come along, you all like, oh, I'm never doing that again. Yeah, because you already knew, but you did that to yourself.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm saying though, at the end of the day, is we as people who's getting in a relationship need to retract our mind and tell ourselves and stop thinking that bad things is going to happen.
And stop thinking that what happened to you before is gonna happen to you again.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna, like he just said, you're gonna attract that same energy.
That same energy. So I'll tell you, if you're thinking negative shit comes to those who think negative. You know what I'm saying? I try my best to think positive. Negative shit comes to those. If you wake up every day and say, man, I'm broke, guess what? Your ass gonna be broke. If you wake up every day and say, man, my relationship ain't going good, it ain't gonna go good. It's like negative energy is gonna attract negative energy. So what's
whatever a man speaks out of his mouth, hey, that's
life and death and the power of your tongue.
That's why the people are jumping on this manifestation train about speaking things into existence, because you can speak things into existence. Like, it's real.
People are always trying to jump on some kind of train.
Jumping on a train, like it's been a thing.
I've been thinking like this.
But I'm saying, but now people are on this little
20 years
train.
ago.
At first it was the B. Simone train when she was all about the manifestation. Then we found out she was shady, but she's still on her manifestation stuff. But she's shady, but everybody was following her. Oh yeah, I'm gonna manifest. Y'all all ordered that little journal.
I don't know none of these people.
She had a little bit. She's a big YouTuber. She's a YouTuber. She started off on YouTube, but that was her whole thing. Manifestation. She had all these women following her, and so just be mindful of the things you say at the end of the day.
All right, being able to accept constructive criticism. this is very important.
It's hard.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard, but it's realistic.
It's
like,
realistic.
You have to be able to accept it, especially if it's coming from your spouse that has all good intentions.
But we get on a defense mode. I know in our relationship, that's something that is an ongoing work in progress for us.
Yeah, always.
Because my husband will ask me my opinion, and I'll give him my opinion. But to me, sometimes it'll seem like he got a little attitude. I'm like, well, you asked me for my opinion.
Vice versa.
Or you try to, hold on, let me finish. And then I'm like, you start to speak. But you try to manipulate how I feel. You can't tell me how to feel. So that's where we disagree sometimes, because it's like, we ask for the feedback, and this is for both of us. We ask for the feedback, or we ask for the constructive criticism, but in all actuality, sometimes that's not really, they're not saying what you want to hear. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's why
we want people to say what we want to hear, so that's hard.
Yeah, it's hard, because the constructive criticism and vice versa, every time you get dressed, you want to ask me the same thing. I'm like, man, look at you know what I'm saying? She don't like when I give her quick answers though, but I already see her getting dressed, so I see what she putting on, but she want me. We got this big mirror. We got this big mirror.
You're not taking enough time to look at me.
Whatever.
That's me.
Whatever.
So I mean, we just being real. That's just.
Yeah.
I know it's hard, but we have to shift our mindset to like, I know that that's an area that I need to grow in. And another problem is, we have to be able to identify those areas of weakness. Like, you know your weaknesses, but when somebody calls you out on it, you feel some type of way. Mm-hmm. Why? When you already know, like, you should be able to know that yourself. Like, I know this about me.
Yes.
I know that I need to work on it. Mm-hmm. But you don't want to do that because, again, you don't want anybody telling you anything.
Yeah, because you always want to be right.
Yeah, the constructive criticism, you ain't trying
always want to be right.
Ready?
I'm
ready.
To
the next point.
Your turn.
Trust yourself, trust your teammate, and stand by one another when issues or mistakes happen. So don't, every time, okay, for example, if your spouse decides to start a business, in your head you're like, okay, well, you're not really a people person. I don't know if that's going to work for you.
Come on.
Okay, maybe you told them that and they still decided to invest anyway, right?
Yep.
And something happens and it doesn't go the way they planned. Don't be the person like, I told you so. I told you it wasn't gonna work. You should have just listened to what I said. Don't beat the person up.
People, one thing I learned about individuals, human beings, men, women, people like to learn from their own failures.
Yes.
So it's dumb, because sometimes I gotta catch myself. It's dumb, but people like to bump their head though. You know what I'm saying? And because they feel like, well, my idea better than your idea, so what you talking about? I want to hear about that shit. That's how they feel.
But it's like, if you don't make your own mistakes in life, you're not gonna learn. Like, people can tell you something all day. They can tell you this all day, and maybe you kind of know a little bit, but because they told you, you're like, no, I'm doing what I want to do, which is the opposite of what they said.
Yep.
So, you know, that's just something that people need to really think about. Is like, don't beat the person up. It's like, why are you beating them up? Y'all are on the same team. You should want to see them succeed. Yeah, maybe they didn't listen to you. Maybe they didn't listen to you.
Maybe.
But okay, now we go into problem solving mode together, because I gotta help you figure this out, because if you sink, I sink.
Ding, ding, ding. Repeat that, because you go into problem solving mode, but the person don't want to help you solve the problem because they said, I told you so.
Right.
So
and they just want to sit there like, oh, well, let me see how you gonna figure this out now. And it ain't my problem.
Yeah.
That's your problem.
Yeah. People.
But you're my life partner. You're supposed to be my ride or die. You're supposed to have my back when nobody else has my back, right or wrong.
True. Facts.
And it's like, you leaving me out here by myself. I know I made a mistake. I know I was tripping. I didn't listen. But I need your help. But
then that person say, well, when I was trying to give you my help, you wasn't taking it.
But see, this is exactly why that some infidelity starts to occur in some relationships, because it's like, you're not on the same team.
Facts.
You're always against this person. You're always fussing. You're always nagging. And I'm not just speaking on the women's part. This is for men too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, these things are always like reoccurring. And then you wonder why the enemy gets involved in between you guys. And yeah, you can say, oh, well, everybody makes their own choices. Yeah, but there's some factors that come into play.
Big factors.
You know, that play a role in why those things are occurring. It's like, yeah, you can't make somebody do something, but at the end of the day, there's some factors.
Big
that
factors.
Everybody's contributing to that situation. So you just have to be real careful with that.
And recognize and respect the efforts and the ideals of your spouse. Oh, come on! Repeat that one more time. Recognize and respect the efforts and the ideals of your spouse.
You know, they come to you with an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be so quick to shoot it down.
Come on.
Oh, that's never gonna work. Because maybe you don't have an entrepreneur mindset, or maybe you don't feel the way they feel about certain topics and certain things.
Facts.
And that's okay, because we all were raised different. And, you know, sometimes we have to learn to shift our mind, because maybe the place that your spouse is trying to lead you to could be a place of greatness. It could be something big, but you don't believe. And it's like, okay, you're not really believing in my dream.
And they putting in like effortless, and that's why I said respect their effort. They putting in time. You might don't see the results right away. That's the problem with a lot of people. How they feel. They want microwave results.
The microwave society.
But they want a steak and they want a Thanksgiving meal in the microwave. And we all know a Thanksgiving meal takes time. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fry the turkey. It's like it takes time to build a Thanksgiving meal, but you want that whole Thanksgiving meal in 3 minutes.
Right.
You can't do that because that dressing and them yams and that turkey and macaroni, that stuff takes time. You know what I'm saying? And some of y'all can't cook. All right, that's another topic. We keep going. Another topic. You know what I'm saying? So share the goals, share the same goals as a team, and you work towards them together. I think that's good, because the problem is, it's like if you have a goal, like for instance, my wife she's a travel agent now. So she said, babe, I need your help on the name and the logo. All right, so I took the time Saturday morning and we worked on it together. She sat right next to me. You like it, you don't like it, we moved it around. Share the same goals, man. The problem is you trying to go in every business, you trying to go in everything you do by yourself, and you have a whole spouse out here. Come on, speak on it.
Yeah. And sometimes it takes pushing yourself and your spouse out of your comfort zone. Because you can't have one person on the grind and the other person in their comfort zone.
Come on.
It has to be, like the Bible says, how can two walk together except they agree? Come on. It's like, if we're not on the same page mentally, then nothing's gonna ever work out. It's not gonna ever be as great as it could be if we were working together.
Come on.
So me trying to do something on my own, you know, would be great, because I'm a hard worker and I'm this and I'm that. And yes, I'm qualified, but I have my husband. He's my helper to come in and help me out with the things that I struggle with. Because there's some things that he's good at that I'm not good at. There's some things that I'm great at that he's not great at, and vice versa. You know, that's just gonna be an ongoing thing. But
everybody say it with me: TEAM. TEAM. Acronym.
You both
together. Everyone achieves more. Continue.
So because he's gonna bring stuff to the table that I don't bring to the table. You know, and then as we grow our team, we're looking for people to bring to the table what we can't bring to the table. There's some talented people out here.
Ain't too many people can bring what I'm bringing though, but I need them to take the load off of me.
Everybody has an area that they're good at, you know, and then you take the pressure off of our hands. Yeah. And so that's ultimately, you know, what we have to think about. Everybody's on the same team. Stop fighting against your spouse. That's what the enemy wants. Come on. Stop fighting against your family if you're single. Stop fighting against everybody. Stop pushing everybody away, because at the end of the day, you don't know everything.
You do not.
And so we're all lifelong. We should be lifelong learners. We should be learning something every single day.
The minute you stop learning, the minute you stop earning.
So yeah, you wonder why your money's not growing. You wonder why you can't find the right person. You wonder why your marriage is not working out the way you want it to work.
Because you're stagnant. You're not moving. You got to shake things up, man.
Constantly seek knowledge.
Flow like the river.
Constantly work together.
Come on.
And everything will come together, I promise you. But if you're, like he said earlier, if you're in that negative space where you don't want to hear constructive criticism, you really don't want to hear what anybody has to say, everybody has a bad idea, you hate on everybody, you talking about everybody, nothing's ever going to work out for you.
Alright, stop being selfish and compromise. It will allow both people to be able to get some things that they want. While sacrificing, they will also be able to make things happen.
Yeah.
So with that, my thing is compromise and selfishness. The problem is some of you guys are so selfish that you never stop for 1 minute to ask yourself, if I stop being selfish and I start helping my spouse, how much more successful will I be? Because you so locked in thinking that I'm a boss B or I'm a real N, you know what I'm saying? Which you start being locked in like, well, I'm just that dude or I'm just that female. I don't need no man, I don't need no woman. But if they come together, things can move faster and better. So
right, and relationships, even the best of them are complicated. They're challenging. You know, you can have a great relationship and still have challenges. So if you're single, you can't always go into something thinking that it should be this, and this, and this. No, because it may not always be that way. And it may be some things that you have to work on continuously. And it's just, at the end of the day, it's all about, are you willing to, you know, pay attention to the whole person.
yes.
Stop trying to outdo them.
Come on.
Stop acting like you can do everything yourself, which I said earlier. And especially if you're in a relationship, because we just said it like 3 or 4 times. Teamwork makes the dream work. Period.
Again, I repeat, and you just said it. Pay attention to the whole person. Know their weaknesses and their strengths. Know what you can add to their weaknesses. I'm trying to give y'all the game. If you see that there are weaknesses, that there's some weaknesses they have, and you can add to their weaknesses, that's gonna bring a strong point to their life. So they no longer have no weaknesses.
Yeah, and Nipsey Hussle said something, video I watched. He said, study your woman. That way you don't have to ask her what she wants. You already know what she wants. Like, be that invested in that person. That you're studying their every move, you're studying their habits, you're into them. You don't even have to ask them because you already know what they like. You know what makes them happy. You know what makes them smile. It's not. You shouldn't have to ask a person, "Oh, what you like? What you want me to buy you for?" Like that stuff. You should know. Like, what's your goals? By studying that person and knowing what they do and their actions, you should already know what it is. Like, it shouldn't be a question. So that's something that I loved, and I thought that was a good point.
Facts. Show up every day in your relationship. Do your best work and hold yourself accountable for your actions. This is the thing. Some of you guys are showing up working harder at your punk ass job than you working on your relationship. And if you die today, that job not gonna be by your side. That spouse will. I'm about to say that again. Some of you are putting so much effort on your job, so much effort on shit that don't make sense, that the person that you say that you love and care about that's gonna be by your side, you're not putting that much effort in. I'm just saying, maybe I ain't saying that.
Right. And I just believe that you have to give the same amount of energy to everything. You know, that can be tiring. Sometimes you're gonna want to give up. Yeah. But if I give everything 100%,
it's the nature of the beast.
Everything's gonna be functioning at 100%.
And you gonna mentally tell yourself every day, like when you wake up, are you giving yourself 100% in this relationship? 100% in your business. Cause I know most of you giving 100% at your job because I don't want to lose that job. But that same effort, and I think who said that? This billionaire. He said some of you guys are putting so much effort in your 9 to 5, and at the end of the day, your 9 to 5, once you die within 7 days, they're gonna replace you.
Yeah, your job probably will be posted.
So
But some of them might not show up to your funeral.
Better say that. Help your partner out when needed. Understand that you guys are building an unbreakable bond. You know what I'm saying? When you come together and you understand, like, you building a bond that's unbreakable, and not just wrap your mind around this bullshit every single day that you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I think women too, we have to learn how to let the man be the man.
Come on.
Especially, you know, when you've been single for a while and you get into a relationship or you get into a marriage, you still have the tendency to be that dominant person.
You still think about yourself?
And it's like, you have a man there. And so, you know, allow him to be the leader, allow him to be like, you no longer have to be strong by yourself. That person's there to help take some of that off of you. And that's okay. Like, that doesn't make you any less independent. That doesn't make you any less, you know, of a boss.
Boss, mother, boss.
But, you know, that's why God designed the man, designed him to be there and lead and guide.
Come on.
And don't marry somebody that you feel like can't lead and guide you, that you can't relinquish that control to. You have to let it go. Like, it's okay. You don't always have to be in control.
And the last thing, surround yourself around couples or people that's going to push your destiny to greatness. Too many times we're surrounded by bums. When I say bums, if you get offended, then you a damn bum. But you've been surrounded by people who have no dreams, no ambition, and we wondering why when you ask them, you're asking people about things that they know nothing about. I mean, what you think about this business? They don't give a shit about that. All they care about is their job. You know what I'm saying? So surround yourself around people that's gonna push you, your vision, your relationship to the next level. Period. Point blank. And I mean what I said, I said what I mean.
And lastly, I'm gonna end on a spiritual note. You know, find some people that's gonna cover you in prayer.
Ooh.
I love to hear, you know, we talk to older people a lot, and it's like, they're like, oh, we pray for y'all union, and, you know, we love what y'all are doing, you know, we want to see y'all succeed.
Come on.
Like, genuine people that are covering your marriage and covering you. You know, those are the people that you want around you. Like, they mean you well.
Come on.
Like, we literally have older people calling us to say, how do I sign up? I just want to support your platform. But then you have your younger people who act like, oh, hey, what's up? Hold the whole conversation with you, but they don't want to support anything that you're doing. And it's like, you want to surround yourself with people who are going to support you.
Come on.
Who want to see you win, who's going to cover you in prayer. Because at the end of the day, that's what you're going to do.
But you got some people out here that don't want to see you getting farther than them.
And that's true. That's true. But find some positive
and
people
reinforcement.
Who support you and love you and who are willing to cover you in prayer. So that's where I'm going to end at.
Listen, man. And like I always say, man, listen, go to Patreon, please. I'm not begging you, I'm asking you to support the movement, because we will be the #1 relationship podcast. And we will win some rewards.
We didn't say experts.
No,
we said podcast.
We said podcast.
Talking, y'all.
Not trying to be an expert, just trying to motivate, educate, and inspire you guys to do something better than you done yesterday. We want you guys to be able to come to our platform and give you guys a variety of topics that's going to help you. That's why we're bringing in so many different types of people, from love out the lockup to single people, men, women, to pastors. We bring in a variety of people. I got a couple pastors on my list that I'm gonna ask to come on. We're bringing a variety of content that's going to help you push your life to the next level. That's one thing you're not gonna be able to say about this platform. You're not gonna say that we stuck on one type of content. You know what I'm saying? It's called One Marriage, Two Hustlers for a reason. So that not only we got one union, but we are hustlers. And we're gonna bring on different entrepreneurs. I got a dude, he built a multi-million-dollar business right here in Houston, Texas, with a shoe company, with a clothing line. So I mean, we're bringing in different types of people that's gonna come on. And as we always say, thank you guys for watching. And remember, we are better together. You are better with more people. We see you guys in the next video. Peace.
You're kicking it with the Christians. You're kicking it with the Christians. One marriage, two hustlers, it shows. We'll travel the globe in search of endless possibility. You're kicking it with the Christians. Together we'll conquer it all. Take the highs with the lows, 'cause there's no losing with this energy. You're kicking it with the Christians.
Don't forget to follow us on all platforms.